When the pussy clot not follow me from one, yes, the blood clot borrow. To protect your soul.
I'll be booking them like Palace, puffing on my chalice. True say I'm an addict, 24 Cali, don't make me have to grab.
So Shalom, Minister, you will after corrupt for the I.S.U.P.K and Captain Mashap in DC for I.S.U.P.K. Doing us all right?
Shalom. Most high in Christ blessings. All praise to Yahweh, Shem Yahushai. Blessings. Thank you for having me. Really do appreciate it. Definitely.
Okay. So if you could give us a background about yourself, you know what I mean, you know what you follow, your name,
Sure.
You know how you know your journey.
Yeah, sure. So I grew up in church. Grew up in the church. Left church for a little while, and then delved into like other religions. So I was literally wayward. So I delved into things that we're talking like Islam, like the conscious groups, even Sikhism. Like what's a brother like me going into Sikhism? So yeah, I was messed up for real, and found myself back in the church. But in the process of being back in church, I met a few other Israelites who exposed me to the truth, and even just some questions that I had with scriptures and things that I felt that church wasn't addressing, which led me to come to the truth. So yeah, that's where I stand right now in regards to conveying and preaching that we as Israel must keep God's law, statutes, and commandments. And yeah, that's that in very brief. Not much to me, so.
Okay, so like you said, you want to chime in? Or?
Karate, you sure he's a minister? The way how he introduced himself there, he sound like he in class or something.
Yeah, you know, Salakia, listen, it's like a terrible habit, because I think it's because the industry that I'm in as well in terms of work, because I work within the investment industry. So I sometimes forget that. Okay, Andrew, you're not at work now. Like, relax. You're with the brothers.
I mean.
It's a habit. At least I will be Asherala right now, so just relax. So, but yeah,
now you was down there right. You need a little bit of coaching, but you was down there right.
Appreciate it,
definitely good to be Andrew's your name, right?
That's right, sir. That's right.
Definitely good to have you on too. Karate, just so everybody know, like, of course, this is a brother, and he have a way more down to earth spirit on him. You know what I mean? He ain't coming here with the whole, the whole church vibe on him. But if you could just put up the flyer so everybody know this is not some random camp we meet off the street. This is, he's a real pastor in a church somewhere doing pastor stuff. So of course we're dealing with a real Christian pastor. If you just put this flyer up on that viewing screen.
So
everyone, just so everyone understands, who you're dealing with and stuff like that. So Andrew, I know you're familiar with everything that's going on in news and stuff like that. But we're looking at everything that's going on, but also, like, it seems like in addition to that, our culture is under attack. All right, our culture, the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we walk, our music, it's under attack, and at the same time being stolen from us and appropriated. Right? When we do it, it's looked at negatively. But when other nations do it, when Justin Bieber does it, when Stormzy does it, when the Arabs, when the Pakistanis do it, it's celebrated. You get the point? It's celebrated when they do it. But when we do it, it's demonized. You get the point? So, the doctor was telling me something that was going on in the music today. And, we wanted to get some insight, because at one time the argument in the UK was drill or grime music versus gospel music, and how destructive drill and grime music is versus gospel music. And I just want to go a little further. In addition to the drill and the grime, add in the hip hop and the rap, add in the dancehall, the modern dancehall, adding all of that to it. And, we kind of want to go into it today and see really which one is destructive, which one is beneficial, if any. If we had to throw them both away, throw away one, throw away gospel, keep the urban music, throw away the urban music, keep the gospel. So that's really what, the invitation, I guess, Officer Karafi extended to you was about. You get me?
Can't. So yeah, I think where I stand personally, I'm a musician myself. I play the piano and also sing as well. And plus, I grew up doing that while I was in church.
Right.
With that being said, I come from Northwest London, so obviously the family from Jamaica. We come from Northwest London, so like Harlesden, Willesden area, St. Raph's Estate, and all those areas. So with that being said, you grow up in a particular life. Now I live in Luton with my wife and my 2 children. And I just think I grew up on grime. I always grew up on grime. And I think everyone can remember certain particular monumental moments in grime. I'm talking like when Chipmunk and Ice Kid first came on Tim Westwood. These are like monumental moments of grime. I'm talking about when Skepta, JME, all these man, when they came together, and it was like an outlet as well. Naturally, Israel just...
It's like even me.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Sorry. Carry on, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, knowing that Israel is just the most creative set of people, we can come up with something, a new trend, as Captain said, and it will always pop off, you understand? With that being said, now gravitating into what we have as drill now, which started in UK drill, which started in around 2014, 2015, when it really started to take off. It was always something that perpetuated a particular narrative. Anything, I'll get to gospel, but anything that perpetuates anything of killing a brother, I can't entertain it in any form of way. That's why those who know me, I'm very vocal. I hate with a passion. I hate anything called gospel drill. That makes no sense. That kind of combination doesn't make sense to me. With drill,
there is a discipline like that, gospel drill.
Unfortunately, sir, you wouldn't believe it, but there's gospel drill.
Come on.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say when it comes to that. But you know, yeah, look, Hope Dealers, and I think they're part of the church of what's that rubbish church again? What's the church? What's the church called? That's it, SPAC Nation. Them lot.
SPAC Nation, and they do Hope Dealers.
Yeah, so yeah, with that being said, one thing I've noticed is that I've got some friends, and I know that unfortunately some of my family will be on the road thing. So I know where it is, I get it. I haven't delved into it as deep as them lot have, but I know it is, and I understand it. Do I respect it? No, because it's bringing down our people again, and it's straying us away from the laws, God's law, statutes, and commandments. I have an issue with the fact that for you to not get called out with doing drill, you have to prove a point. So I mean, you have someone. I'm sure, obviously, in the sorry, Captain Salaki, are you in the US?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm sure that they use the word ops out in the US. So when you see an op, or if you come from a particular area that has beef with someone else's area, you naturally would just stab them or shoot them, and then now that becomes a topic of your song or your music. And we live in a culture where we don't like liars, or we don't want people. We want to see who's the most realist, and we judge who's the most realist by how much people you've killed or stabbed or shot or done whatever. And in UK, we have something called a scorecard. So there's point rankings with what you've done on the streets, unfortunately. Back in the day, I'm not old, I'm 27, but I used to always roll with the olders as well, with the OGs. Back in the days, them man used to move weight, they used to do stuff just to get out of the hood. But now, like, niggas ain't trying to get out of the hood. They're literally just comfortable at their mum's house, buying Gucci belts, doing this, buying loads, doing loads, and anything to perpetuate a mad narrative of our people. It's just destructive. Grime, not as harsh as drill, but it's still relatively, you know what it is. But you have a few clever people like Chipmunk who can keep it strictly lyrical, where it's nothing to do with, having to bring it to the streets. Do you understand? So with gospel music as well, I think this day and age, it's really hard to listen to. I do listen to gospel music. There's some that I listen to, some I really enjoy, some I've known for years, some that you just won't forget. But I think now we need to remember that it's an industry, and anything's an industry belongs to the enemy straight away. Like there's a degree of compromise in it. There's watered down in it. A lot of it is straying away from being preset based and more, the experience or me, and very flesh and a lot of pride within the gospel industry. And it's not really edifying people as it should, or what I believe. So that's where I stand with it. I sometimes get flashbacks of particular old grime videos like I love and stuff like that because they're monumental. But that was for a particular era. But now we're in a drill era where it's constantly everyone's making drill music. So because everyone's making drill music, everyone now has to do something on the streets to be able to give them credibility to make drill music. So now you got so much clicks. I mean, in one area alone, you could have clicks. Like literally a road can separate people,
right?
Separate beef. So yeah, that's where I stand, man.
Okay, I'll get you. I see exactly what you're saying. And that was for the most part, I wouldn't say fear, but I would say it was an honest assessment from your point of view. I mean, I feel like you was giving us your honest opinion. And not so much usual public bias.
No.
But it's very close to the usual public bias because you said it's destructive, and of course, anything that's destructive, what do you want to do with it?
Shut it down.
You want to get rid of it. Now the problem is the public bias is run by our, as you say, our enemy, our oppressor, who we know according to the Bible is the so-called white man.
Con.
When we also describe that element of as destructive, we know we're not talking about the people, we're talking about the action or the sentiment. For him, it's the people.
Con.
So now he embarks on an entire agenda of destroying the people.
Con.
So that's why, it's while what you're saying is merit because that's your opinion and that's your point of view. It's close enough where that perspective can be manipulated. You understand?
Okay.
Because gospel comes out of the Christian church, right?
Con.
And I don't think you would disagree with me, or anybody who's objective enough would disagree with me when I say Christianity has been the single most destructive element to hit the Black and Hispanic community outside of slavery and colonialism.
Con.
Christianity is more destructive than crack cocaine, heroin, drugs, abortion, AIDS.
Right.
All that combined, Christianity is more destructive. So now, if we're looking at destructive element, and gospel is the soundtrack to Christianity. Let's put it like that. Gospel is Christianity's soundtrack. Then you have to weigh gospel way more destructive than drill and rap. You understand? Like drill and rap music, even though we talk about killing each other, the Bloods, the Crips, the Ops, this estate versus that estate, this road crew versus that road crew. When the other nations pick it up, they do not murder each other in the same fashion, or they do not act out what they sing. Because
are you saying the other nations when they do like drill and grime?
When the other nations, when they take on that culture, they do not start. Is there a UK blood and Crip faction? Is there a Turkish blood and Crip faction? Is there Albanian gangster disciples faction? You get me? You understand what I'm saying? That resulted from the music. Our music has not influenced anybody to go in that direction. If anything, their families were already into drugs and just accept it as a persona. However, Christianity, when adopted, always attacks Black people in every fashion. You could find every police shooting is a Christian. The KKK were Christian. The cop who shot Mark Duggan was a Christian. The cop who choked out Rashawn Charles was a Christian. Did not listen. I'm sure doesn't listen to grime and drill. You get the point? Or maybe he does. Maybe he does listen to grime or drill. But what propelled those men to do that was Christianity. Brexit was based on Christianity. It was based on, let me tell you why. Christianity is white supremacy. Well, for Christians, who do they believe God looks like? Does God look like you? Exactly. Caesar. They believe Christ is Caesar Borgia, and they believe God is a white man, and they believe angels are little white babies. Right? Which means they are in the image of God. Their race is superior.
Right.
So now, when you have the European Union being compromised by the destabilization of the Middle East and Northern Africa, and now you have immigrants or refugees from there spilling over those EU borders, Britain is having enough of it. And now we want Brexit because now make Britain white again, in the same rhetoric as Trump, make America great again, in the same rhetoric as, what's the other one, Goethe in Netherlands, who said make Netherlands great again. It's white supremacy, but they are all Christian. They're all Christian. Boris is a Christian. Theresa May is a Christian. Was the one before? Before Theresa May. David Cameron is a Christian. They're all Christian. So now when you look at it from that point of view, see where real destruction is. The real destruction lies more with gospel. Gospel is going to have to take the L for pushing and making white supremacy more palatable, easier to swallow because of the song and dance versus drill. The thing is, Christianity is less aggressive. It's less in your face. It's less what I'm going to do to you. Because, of course, the music we sing is reflective of much of our culture and actual life, right? You get the point. Now we're getting into the argument of life imitating art or art reflecting life. You understand what I'm saying?
I disagree with some, but can't.
But you understand what I'm saying. When you look at where Christianity has reached and gospel being the vehicle of Christianity, you have to really ask yourself, which one did more destruction? Which one are people listening to and then going and making deals on deporting 70 and 80-year-old grandparents? Where are they on Sunday? Are they listening to Skepta? Are they listening to Wiley? Or are they in church? Praise Jesus, oh Jesus, Jesus, and then coming out and signing bills to incarcerate black people? You understand what I'm saying? Which one has more of that effect? You got it.
So where I currently stand, I don't ascribe myself to any form of Christian, quote unquote Christian label. Those who know me, that's why I don't get involved in all this denomination rubbish. Because when Yahushua came, he didn't establish no denomination or anything. It was his word and his kingdom, and that was it. So with that being said, there's a lot of people that can claim to be quote unquote Christian, and they're not. They're a bunch of devils, and the scripture speaks about them. With that being said, when you say that in terms of like Brexit and stuff like that, I like that. I don't know if the premise of them, because they're Christians, I would agree with that. I think they're just inherently evil. So the inherent evil that's in them, they can claim anything just to appeal to a particular set of people. So yeah, that's where I stand with them. But with regards to gospel music being dangerous, I wouldn't say that the music that obviously who the world ignorantly called Jesus, I wouldn't say that the music is something that we should totally shut down then. So I guess I can take back what I said in regards to totally shutting down particular elements when it comes to drill and stuff. I just think for me, I'm not really one with the aggressive type of style when it comes to music and anything that will perpetuate a narrative. So that's where I currently stand. But with that being said, I can. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
If I may, if you finish, yeah?
No, I think he was still speaking, but you had something you wanted to jump in, Karafi?
like my problem with gospel music is this, you know, the world thinks that gospel music is, you know, is godly and so forth, because, you know, it's nice and soft. But where we are in this world right now, blacks and Hispanics, Native Indians, homosexuality or sexual deviancy is through the roof. And even though rap music talks about so forth, it's the only masculine left. Gospel music, you know, is that what our young boys need right now? You know, with all the homosexuality, you know, dad's not in the house. Is gospel helping us right now? With, you know, brothers that are soft need to be strong. A soft man, like a man who's soft can't raise a family. A man who's soft can't get his wife in order. A man who's soft can't get his kids out of gangs, man. So my problem is that what we need right now? Is that music that's going to motivate our people? Because our men need to be strong right now, man. The black men are dying of coronavirus more than anybody else, in prison more than anybody else, in the AIDS ward more than anybody else. We need to be strong right now, man. And I can't see gospel music doing that for us. I can't see gospel music giving us the backbone to, you know, to fix our community, man. That's the problem. So is gospel music the way forward? Do black people need gospel music? Do we need to be soft and cuddly and nice? Is that what we need, or do we need to be strong? And the only music that's near is grime and drill that I can see right about now. If you can answer me.
So here's the thing. I believe personally that you're misconstruing the effeminate movement that's in churches. There's just so much. There's so much faggots that are in church, and there's so much, and there's very much of demasculating men in the church setting, that you are correlating that with the musical aspect. Now, melodies shouldn't affect the masculinity of a man. Whether they sing it aggressively, whether they sing it soft, and correlating that with helping men who are either like gay or need to be a bit more stronger because they're too effeminate. I don't think it has a direct correlation. If a man is soft, then he's soft. He needs to pattern up. He needs to firm it. And that means he probably doesn't have a dad in his life, or that it just means that he just hasn't got a strong father figure in his life that is needed. Music, gospel music now, yeah, pacifies. Of course, I can't deny that. I'll be a fool to deny that. That's why it's not every type of gospel I'll listen to personally. But to the melodies and to the singing, there's nothing wrong with a man listening to singing, but that doesn't demasculate him. But I have to agree with you that, yeah, there's been a lot of effeminate movement and demasculation in the church. It's like Jezebel's literally just running through churches, and it's okay. And that's why when you go to churches, there's a lot more females. You barely see men. You speak to a man that doesn't want to go to church. He's actually like, well, like, what's there for me? It's just like, it's a bit soft. But they don't speak about real stuff of life or speak about what's really going on. And they stay within the four walls. Where a lot of men that's on the roads, they're not going to come to a church building. And this is where someone like me personally, just a young brother like me, will go out to the streets and go and buck up with them, man, and just link up with them, man, and just chat and chill. And I would just show them in the word, or just kind of just expose them to what it means to follow the precepts of the Most High.
If I could interject right there, right? If I could interject right there. And what, okay, the point Officer Karafi was just making, and the point you making is kind of the same thing, but from on the opposite sides of the fence. Okay, what I think is largely missed, not necessarily by you all, but in this type of argument, is what is the real issue? The real issue here is not drill or rap music. Just so
like, you're saying the issue is gospel music? No. I ain't finished. The real issue is not gospel music, right? I'm gonna give you the example. When you're familiar with Macklemore. You ever heard that name, Macklemore?
Macklemore, sure. Right, Macklemore he came out singing rap and hip hop, made an album, and that year won Album of the Year, right? And he was singing rap, he was singing hip hop. You get the point?
Con.
It was not demonized when he did it. Justin Bieber, when he delve into it, Justin Timberlake, when they delve into it, it's not demonized. When we do it, it's bad. When we do it, it's wrong. You understand? When Ron DMC was running up the place, they were saying how they was promoting a certain type of thing, but Beastie Boys used to open for them, and Beastie Boys is considered legends in the hip hop industry. The point I'm trying to make is you have to look at what it represents, and to our oppressor, it's the thing it represents is the issue. Drill, grime, rap, dancehall represents niggers. Gospel music represents Christianity, which is white supremacy, or clean black people, good Negroes, safe Negroes. You get the point?
So are you saying drill then? Are you saying drill is represented bad? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's what I'm saying is what they associate drill with is what's demonized. You understand?
So my Khan. So Salaki, can I just chime in? Is that all right with that?
Come on with it. Come on.
Right. So with drill, I always have this thing where even something basic that we can all agree on: Christmas, Easter, all these devilish festivals that people celebrate. The root causes, and this is one thing when I speak to people, I say, look, the root of where that originally came from was never good. It was never good. It wasn't anything biblical. It wasn't anything that any of the people in the scriptures kept. So why should I keep it? Based on the root of that thing, right? And that's how I see even with drill. The root of drill has never been anything that is positively connotated or empowering. It's never been that. It's only just been about the weight that you move and the amount of people you stabbed or killed. So on the basis of its origin, I can't accept drill. Now, I provide a bit more leeway for rap. I'm not really too deep into rap unless it's like the old school type. But essentially, I can give room for rap. But when it comes to drill, I don't know if I can advocate based on its origins.
Okay, I think you probably got mixed up what I'm saying. But what I would say, just firstly to respond to what you just said, with anything black people do, even though it's on the left, there is positivity there in this regard. It's showing something about the community that we come from and what it really is.
Gone.
Now, whether or not it's promoting it or not, that's an argument for another day, or we could deal with that today. So, but that's what I would say. I will always never really try to say this is evil or this is, is wrong what they're doing, because I understand when you look at the drill or the dance or the rap, it's what it's associated with. You understand? It's what it's like. You always have to remember that. The reason Christmas is accepted is because it's associated with a white man. You understand? Let me give you a good example. When Peter Tosh and Burning Spear was saying Christopher Columbus was a damn blasted liar, did white people in Netherlands accept it? Did Europeans accept it? Did anybody send for Peter Tosh and Burning Spear to go on tour in Italy? No. But as soon as Bob Marley, who is a white man, says one love, he is the poster boy for reggae, because reggae is associated with Bob Marley worldwide. Reggae is not associated with ska. It's not associated with struggle music. It's not associated with Peter Tosh, Burning Spear. What's the other? What's the brother that made the movie on? Oh boy, what's he name? Look it up for me. They made a movie on him, and he was a singer himself as well, right?
What, reggae?
Yeah, it's just early reggae, or you could even say ska, or just the end of ska, I would say. I'm gonna look it up and I'll tell you in a second. But reggae right now, the face of reggae is Bob Marley. The face of reggae is not, third world. It's not Morgan Heritage. It's Bob Marley. You understand what it's associated with? Now, if you could understand that, you understand the argument I'm saying, that the problems that they're putting forward with the music is really what it's associated with. If hip-hop was associated with white boys, they would accept it. Eminem came on the hip-hop scene talking about killing his mother, not his brothers. Talking about stuffing his girlfriend in a trunk.
Wicked.
Not his
wicked.
And Eminem is what today? Considered what? What is he considered today?
He's considered one of the godfathers of time.
One of the greatest? Today, they will fight and argue with you that Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time. And he was talking about killing his parents. Yes. He was talking about some real white boy shit. But that didn't get demonized. And whenever school shootings come up, they don't talk about how Eminem is a bad influence. But when some young boy stab another young boy in London, now drill is to blame. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh no. I won't blame drill for people who and this is another thing. One of the biggest issues is actually us. If only we realized who we are, and I mean on a global level. Obviously, some of us has come to the truth, but if we knew who we were, I'm less inclined to do anything to someone who troubles me on the streets because I know who I am and I recognize who they are, but they don't know who they are. Now, I'm not saying that I'm gonna let a man just run up on me or do something because he's not gonna get away with it, but essentially, we are also quite self-destructive as well, and I'm not gonna completely say, and when I say we, I mean on a scale. I don't mean just like Israel. So when I say something like that, I mean it's not just the music that has suddenly now there's drill. All of a sudden, let's just go around stabbing everyone. Nah, definitely not.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with us. We are not going to make that correlation, but the BBC will make that correlation. Come on. That's the correlation there. But when they start deporting brothers, mass incarcerating brothers, the brother that showed me a video there where this white man tased this father in front of his child, let the man crack his head on the damn ground. That white man is a Christian. Right. Listening.
What does that mean when you say they are a Christian? Because he's never portrayed to be a Christian. He's never, and this is not me justifying. I just want to understand, I
get you. You're asking the question to clarify. Christianity is white supremacy.
That's right.
Whitewashing of the scriptures.
Right? That white cop would never tase a white man or a white woman like that in front of their children. The fact that he did that to a man of color in front of his child that was not resisting, was not attacking him, is the proof he's a Christian. White supremacy.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, because I see all the videos of white boys cursing them cops out, spitting on them.
They'll get away with it.
Don't do anything.
Nothing.
Don't do anything. But when it's us, it's a problem. Those cops are Christian, I guarantee you. And they'll be in church Christmas Day and on Boxing Day and whatever other religious holiday there is, listening to what kind of music? Gospel music. You understand? Gospel music. So I'm showing you that you have to see what this thing is associated with, and that's why it's you for them to say black music is evil, which is all of it: dancehall, reggae, hip hop, rap, drill, grime. It's all black music. For them to demonize that is them demonizing us. You understand? That's what it is, because ain't nobody talking about Stormzy. Stormzy said, "Fuck the government and fuck Boris."
That's right.
End up on the cover of Rolling Stone.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? When they do it, it's okay, but when we do it, it's a problem. So then, what is really more destructive? The people who make those decisions, they're Christian, and they listen gospel music. The people who reported, listen, you said something at one time, we didn't kill each other like that, and you're right. What changed? Why did it change? Aggressive music was always around. Aggressive music was always around. James Brown was talking about the big payback. You took my woman, you took this, you took that, now I'm going to fight you. Aggressive music was always around. What changed?
Slucky said for me.
Go ahead.
Slucky said, if I may, can I read some aggressive music from the Bible? Is that okay?
Right. Please.
That don't sound gospel at all. So this is Exodus 15. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel the song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I sing unto you, Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and the rider have he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and the song, and he is become my salvation. He is my Lord, and I will prepare him an habitation, my Father God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So that's a song from the Bible, and that sounds more like drill, more than something Kurt Franklin was sing. It doesn't sound nothing like Mary was sing, but it sound more like sing.
Do you know, we can even go further. We can go further with Psalms even 109.
I'm let you finish. I'm reading a song from the Bible, Psalms. King David saying he wants vengeance.
Right.
The Hittite and the Perizzite.
Vengeance on who? Vengeance on who? The ops.
All the other nations. And those are songs. Now, let me ask you, Minister Andrew, yeah? A man the other day was tasered, man, by the police in front of his son, man.
Let my child.
Oh my God.
Put your hands behind your back now. Put your hands behind your back now. Get your hands behind your back now.
Tasered, man, by the police in front of his son, man. Tasered the police in front of his son, and nothing came out of it, man. There was no 1 minute silence for him. No one cared about him. Lights are going to go on as normal. Do you think with this going on, this man should bring his spirit up? Do you think this man should listen to gospel or listen to Exodus 15:3, man, where he can get revenge, man, where he can get payback, or should he just hang a tambourine and hope, these problems shall go away? Could sing, one day the police won't take. It's a question. It's not a trick question. I'm asking. Do you think this man takes his spirit up to get his fight back in his chest to listen to? I'm gonna get revenge one day, man. I want payback one day, man. Or should he sing a tambourine and the organ and think, we'll get it one day, man? That's my question. It's not a trick question. It's just my question to you.
Right. So where I stand with that, I don't think that, now that he does that for solitude, he's going to listen to some gospel. I don't think that's the case. I mean, I can, the word of God says what it says, like whether we like it or not. I mean, we can even go as far as like Psalms 109, and these like a real aggressive things about literally subduing their generations, let them be vagabonds and death, and let an evil one be over them and stuff like, and pretty much stuff like that. That's scriptural. We can't deny that. But I don't think that just because he's done that, he's now going to start listening to gospel music as a form of solitude. He's a devil. He's a devil.
No, I think you misunderstand what he's saying. He's asking you if the victim, the brother, was tased, if he's asking you what would assist him more now. Would gospel music assist him more, or would something that has the spirit that's closer to what's in the Bible assist him more? Which is
it will always be Bible. It will always be Bible.
Well, listen, between gospel and drill, dancehall, or whatever, the closest thing in spirit to what's in the Bible is dancehall, drill, grime, hip hop.
That's right.
It's masculine form of wanting revenge. Right. The problem is, because of Christianity and growing up singing, most of us think our enemy is the man that looks like us. Our anger is misguided, but it's not wrong. Gospel
I agree.
Takes away our anger, period. Gospel takes away the fight, period. Gospel takes away that masculinity, that aggression, that testosterone, period. You understand? Which is why, as you said, the church is full of women, because a masculine spirit can't survive in there. It's too rough, too loud, aggressive. And that's why it's destructive. You know why? Because a man who is aggressive and rough and loud, that preacher, he will not be enticed to molest that man's child, because that man might put him to death. You understand? A man who's aggressive and rough and loud and masculine and will kill the ops. He know if this preacher knows if he goes around this man's wife, he might end up in a barrel somewhere. You get it?
That's right.
You need masculinity is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a masculine spirit. It's not soft and assuming and just, passive, which is what gospel does. Now, just to backtrack a little bit, Karafi, and that was a good point you brought up. Just to backtrack a little bit. The brother here, Andrew, he said he's not familiar with the hip hop and the rap as much, but he said drill, the root of drill is about, the street work, right? Well, listen, the root of gospel and Christianity as we know it today is in white supremacy. It's in slavery.
That's right.
You get the point? It's in conquering of Jerusalem under the Roman Empire. That's the root of it. If you want to talk about the root of something, that's the root of the Christian church and the soundtrack of the Christian church, which is gospel.
So Lucky, can I jump in?
That's right.
I don't agree that the root is white supremacy. I believe that the root of gospel was because we were in slavery. These were the songs. I mean, I can't remember the precept off the top of my head in terms of referencing it, but there was a scripture in the Psalms where it says, "How shall we sing the songs in a strange land?"
Right.
We were singing from a while back, but in terms of what we now quote unquote call gospel, of course, in the time of when we were in slavery, we were singing, and that was
about singing. Listen, notice. That's what I think we missing. We passing each other like ships at night. I'm not talking about singing in Noah. I'm not talking about singing because, as you rightfully said, singing was part of our tradition.
But one sec, though.
Go ahead.
That's right.
I just want to finish with this, Salaki. I just want to finish with this, right?
You got it.
So how I see gospel is songs that are biblically connotated with precepts. So songs that are literally, I mean, reading the book of Psalms. If you put a melody to that, that's a song straight away. That's a song straight away. To me, that's gospel. That's gospel. Not all the stuff about speaking about your life and all you've been through. I mean, if you sing a word that's in the scripture, to me, that's gospel music. It has to be precept based. That's what I personally believe. Anything other than that, it's not really gospel music. It's just rubbish, or it's just a song that sounds nice, all part of the gospel industry, which
I see what's going on here. I see you separating yourself from what is the world looks like as gospel and telling me what you think gospel really is.
And yeah, I'm very plain with that. I just like
you realize we done getting ready to bomb rush gospel and throw it. Like, hold on. I'm not with this gospel thing you're singing.
You know, it's not even from intimidation. I don't think that I gave my standpoint as the way I should until I just said that. So Salaki,
I think that's our fault. We should have asked you that up front so that even the viewers would know. Like, I kind of already understood that you are not, you know, the T. Jakes type preacher.
No, I don't listen to that rubbish.
But at the same time, you would have to be in TD Jake's classification as far as we're concerned, because, and I'm gonna tell you why, and this is not from a point of disrespect.
No problem.
I understand where you are in it, but from our point of view, which is aggressive and masculine, either you're black or you're white, is either you're with us or you're against us. You get the point? That's the spirit of the Lord. That's the, you know, that's the Holy Spirit. There's no gray area. Is either you're going to obey the Lord or not. There's no in between. So when we come now to say we're talking about gospel music, it's not what the individual is based on, because somebody could be singing drill and grime that's not product based. That's not talking about cooking crack or not talking about killing ops. And they could say that's my drill. And that means drill is not what you think it is. We're talking about what the broad spectrum of each category is and what it represents. You get what I'm saying?
Understand the premise.
No, so go back to it, what you said. If gospel is supposed to be precept-based, Karafi, just pull for me Psalms 137. Right? Because the brother made Psalms 137. Read the first 3 verses, right?
Psalms 137. I got the other one. So 137 and 1, sir.
Yeah, start at 1.
Psalms 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged up upon willows in the midst thereof. They carried us away captive, required of us a song. Right. And they that wasted us mirth.
Right. Stop right there. This is David. Stop right there. This is David saying how in captivity they required him to sing happy songs. And David was saying we can't sing happy songs in captivity. Right? They required of us.
Yes. It's like it froze a bit for a minute.
Yeah, it's froze. Frozen.
Still there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I think the caption froze. Just give me a minute.
Sure. Come on.
But yeah, like the point is heavy though. That you know what I mean, they require of us a song, and you know what I mean. That's what it's all about. You know, yes, we can sing, we can dance, but you like it really originates from who making Christian happy.
All right. So, like, Mr. Andrew, give me 5 minutes to capture back in 5 minutes. We're gonna go for a quick break. Is that too hard with you, or you? All right, 5 minutes. Back. All right.
Yeah, I might have to disappear. I'm just letting you know I would have to disappear at like around like 10:02 because I know my little boy is still up.
Okay, no sweat. So at 10:02, that's fine. So give us 5 minutes. We'll be back. We'll have a quick intermission, toilet break, and everything. All right. Thanks again for coming. All right. Be a minute. Shalom. It's 1 minute.
I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high, it was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you. He said, I'ma hold you down when problems pop up. How you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said, don't you want the Benz vertible with the top up? Yeah. Stop, bitch, you get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's wop up. I know you know Rhyme. Who the plug from by the block up? I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Rhyme got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips lives up behind just a little bit for his mama. He fucking up the commas, be honest, he seemed decent though. I hear you, but I just seen Ryan about a week ago. Fat, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kind of slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble. He got the house, mama is living good. Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me. I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it. Nah, you could dead it. What you saying? I can't win? Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high, it was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of them, they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when
you can let play.
Come on, concept. Oh, come on, Con.
Killed Osama. There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropped bombs saying he gon' bring Brahma. Got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we ride, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die harder. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights patting me down. You nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit about this giving visuals like Skype. Ash Trayvon, Brown, the cop. Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Olden, Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we see the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Never seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil.
All right, let's clap it up, clap it up. All right, so we're back now on the end. Quick break, quick intermission. So we left off at Psalms 137, and we was on verse 3. Should I carry on and read that, sir?
Right. If you can just read it one more time again, just to refresh anybody who jumped back in the break.
Cut it one, Khan. So Psalms 137:1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yet we wept, where we remember Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there, they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
Right.
Verse 4.
So now stop right there. So now this is David, and Psalm, the word for it is thong. It's thong because that's the sound, the harp, which is the harp in the Bible is a guitar. David played the guitar skillfully. David wrote this song because in Babylon, they wanted him to sing happy songs. They wanted him to sing songs of praise. And he was like, how could we sing songs of praise? We in captivity. But gospel today is not taking the perspective of David. It's taking the perspective of sing that song of praise, sing that song of mirth, be happy. Don't sing songs of wanting Babylon to fall. If gospel is supposed to represent Christ, and gospel is supposed to represent the Lord, then gospel is supposed to be singing about the death and bloodshed of America and UK, because those are the superpowers in the earth that go against God.
Come on.
It's not. So skip me down to the end where he says, raise it. I think verse 7.
Come, verse 7. Remember, Lord, the children of Edom.
Oh boy.
In the day of Jerusalem.
Give me verse 6.
Khan, if I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
You understand?
If I prefer not Jerusalem.
Listen, that's why gospel is so evil. Gospel does not teach us to remember black people. It does not teach us to remember Hispanic people. If anything, hip hop and rap does, because even though drill and grime sing about killing a up, which is another black or Hispanic man, it's because of the love of a black or Hispanic man that probably was killed by this up. You get the point? There's still an element of love for your people in it, even though there's an element of destruction in it. But gospel music is telling you, forget about slavery, forget about the past, praise the white man. We all must come together. Jesus died for all of us, which is a lie. Now keep reading on.
Khan. Let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy.
Right.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Right. Now, David is saying, remember the children of Edom. Edom is the so-called white man in the Bible. He is Esau. He is our oppressor. This is what David sung about. And if you could pull one gospel song today that's even remotely close to this. Read it again. David said what?
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
If I may, sir, if I can, I got some Kurt Franklin lyrics right here. You know, from a song called "The Reason Why." If I may,
let you run through this whole thing, then we're gonna get killed. I don't want anyone to get confused.
I hear, sir. Kadawan. Remember, O Lord, the children of Eden, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Right, stop right there. Hold on. Don't let out the bag. Hold on. Slow it down now. He said happy.
I'll take time. I'll be right.
You see? Now this is the truth, which is what gospel is. Gospel means the truth. This is the thing we need to be hearing. He said, happy shall he be that rewarded them double as they rewarded us.
That's right.
You spoke about going out into the streets and dealing with those brothers one-on-one. Well, listen, they would come to you if you could tell them there was some get back for that cop who done cracked the skull of their friend last week. They would come find you. Right. If you could tell them there was some get back for the government that done deport their mother who never grew up in Jamaica, never grew up in Barbados. They would come to you if you could tell them, listen, now there's some get back coming for the Queen. Listen, there's some get back for that brother who just got shot in Georgia for jogging. For jogging. Got 3 shots to the chest with a shotgun. Like they would come find you. Yeah. We could say that to them, but gospel is not. Right? Reward them double. Right. The Bible is not Christian and Christianity is not the Bible. The Bible said reward them double. Right. Payback is real and it's biblical and it is the Holy Spirit. Keep going.
Come. Oh, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as serves us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Read that last part again.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
No, Andrew, let me ask you a question. When was
I knew you would go to this.
When was the last time, Andrew, have you read this in church for your congregation? Or have you heard it being read?
That's right.
Or heard it sung in church?
Oh, not sung? Never heard it sung? It's so funny. We are speaking about this verse with a couple brothers today. Literally a couple brothers today. So where I stand with what you mentioned, I don't.
No, hold on. No, I ain't letting you off now, Andrew.
I agree with you. I'm saying
hold on, Andrew. I ain't letting you off. I want you to tell me the last time you've heard this being broken down to a full church at Sunday Mass.
Never. Good. Never once.
Now, do you know what this last part means?
What, with regards to dashing the babies against the rocks?
Right. What was David singing about?
So when we get to the new heaven, new earth, when
he didn't say new heaven or new earth. It's not there. Is that
no? I'm saying that when the judgment comes, we'll be in a position to be able to do that.
But he didn't say that though. He didn't say judgment. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing about judgment or nothing. He said happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
So you're saying are you saying that we're in a position? Sorry, Salaki, are you saying that we're in a position to do that now?
That's not what I'm saying, and that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you, what was David singing about? What was David singing that would make him happy?
Seeing vengeance take place.
That's right.
David wanted vengeance. No, you're right, but I'm giving you the full thing. He wanted vengeance. He said, happy shall he be that taketh their little ones and dash their heads against the stones. David was singing for vengeance. Gospel music.
That's right.
There's no gospel song that sings for vengeance. None.
That's right.
None that I know.
Lay your burden onto thee. Lay your burden. Bring your burden here. Jesus, this. How are you telling that to the young brother's mother who have to watch him being murdered on TV? Huh? And watch them two devils who worked for the police department and are friends with the governor walk free for 2 months. How am I going to sing lay your burden here? I'm going to give her the scripture and let her know one day she's going to be able to take their babies and smash their heads against the stones for what those devils did to her son.
Right.
That is more help. Now, in the meantime, the closest thing to that is drill.
No, I can't agree.
Drill, listen, it is because drill is singing about revenge on the ops. What is David singing about? What is David singing about?
So, Lucky, can I jump in with what you're saying?
Go ahead. Come on.
Go ahead.
So, sorry? I didn't even.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Sure. So I have no, and this is what I'm saying. I'm not like quite your normal conventional person like that. And by the way, I'm not a pastor as well. I am not a pastor. That's not me. I've been ordained as they call me minister. For me, I don't even go by the title anyway. It's a way to help to navigate.
Listen, so, I like how you separating yourself right now.
We're supposed to. We're supposed to. As it's scriptural, we're supposed to. Anyway, but I just want to make my point clear. I've never once, if throughout this whole video, claimed to be any pastor or anything. So that's me personally. But where I stand with that, I don't have an issue if it's biblical. I don't have an issue with a song of vengeance. It's scriptural. I don't have an issue. My problem is, I don't agree with that, Captain, where you said, it's still from a place of love, but it's misplaced onto another brother. Do you get what I mean? So am I quoting you correctly with regards to when someone wants vengeance on the did I quote you correctly?
Yeah.
Yes, for me, that's kind of a... I don't think that can stand weight, especially when it comes to no one should get vengeance on a brother like that, unless the Most High actually grants. When it comes to the enemy, I don't need to worry about that, because there is vengeance. It's biblical. Like this, we can't denounce that, whether we like it or not, whether we don't want to talk about it in church or not. There's vengeance coming. Like Revelations 13 verse 10 is very clear. Isaiah 14 was very, very clear. It says what it says. The book of Obadiah is there. As much as we don't address it.
That's true. What you missing, brother, is that what you missing, if I could just jump in right there real quick and I'm gonna let you go ahead. What you missing is that, okay, you missing the whole picture of the brother or the sister that might be misguided into joining gangs or selling drugs or being on the street. That comes from a place usually of entrenched poverty. It usually comes from a place of entrenched poverty, of disenfranchisement. And with disenfranchisement comes lack of justice. Like the justice system anywhere, whether it's UK or America, is not built for us. Now something happens to somebody in that situation, they want justice.
So Lucky, Captain, 1 second. Lucky. Can you put Jeremiah seat, please? Can you do it? Because we're still on at the moment. If you could, please put him to sleep for me, please. I'm gonna stay here longer. Is that all right? Yeah. All right. So it's lucky. Just make sure that my little one's put to bed, because I was meant to put him to bed, but it's cool.
No sweat. Listen, that's what Eve is there for. Eve is there to go ahead and take that burden while you come here and try to fix black people. You come here and try to fix black people. Eve have to step up in there and help you out, because you help black people. So that's good. It's commendable. What I'm saying is, usually, before it's glorified, before it's commercialized by your Sonys and your Green Sleeve Records and whoever else, before that, those things, that bout of revenge comes from a place of lack of justice, and it's the only justice we know. You understand? So when they talk about sliding on this one and sliding on that one, it's in memory of somebody who they lost before. You understand? And that's why I'm saying it comes from a place of love. It's misguided at who the real enemy is. And that's in the Bible. When Moses came out in Exodus to check on his brothers, the first thing he saw was a slave master, an Egyptian, smiting a Hebrew. He killed the Egyptian. Was Moses right or wrong?
He was right.
He was wrong.
That's right.
That's murder. That's absolute murder. There was no court. There was no jury. You have to bring that thing out. You have to bring it to a system. That's why he himself, what did he do? If you want, pull the scripture for me, Exodus 4:12 or something. They said Moses looked left and right and then put the Egyptian in the dirt. If it was right, why did he look left and right? Why did he look around to see who was looking? Moses knew it was wrong, but his anger came from what? A position of love. You understand?
I can accept that. I like that. I just struggle to deal with when it comes to it is because at the end of the day it's still directed to another brother.
Well, listen, I'm about to finish it up for you. Karathia, you got the scripture for me out?
Slaki.
Karathia, you got the scripture out? You there with me?
One cancer. Exodus 2:11.
I believe it might be. Go ahead.
I got it, sir. Exodus 2:11, sir. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, and he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens and spied an Egyptian smiting on living, and that way, when he saw that no man, that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
Stop right there. You see, and he looked both ways.
Out the second day,
he looked both ways and saw
men of the Hebrew
man. Hold on, Karathia, hold on. Something wrong with your internet, I don't know if you had a reason or what. It's slowing down, right? But it tells you Moses looked this way and that way and saw nobody was looking, and then he killed the Egyptian, which is letting you know what? He knew what he was about to do was wrong, but he did it anyway. Why? Because he loved his people. And it's the same scenario with these brothers. It's just these brothers, they're misguided in who the real enemy is. And Moses was misguided too. Keep reading.
That's right. Khan. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. And 2 men of the Hebrews strove together, and he said unto him, and he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, who made and judge over us?
Right.
Intendest thou to kill me as thou hast killed the Egyptian?
Right. Stop right there. So now Andrew, he came out the next day and he saw what? Black on black crime. The first day he saw police brutality. The second day he saw black on black crime. He saw one up against another up. And he said, listen, what you doing? You killing each other, which is the point you making. Right. And they told Moses, what you going to do to us? You going to kill us like you killed the Egyptian? What is that telling you?
Hypocrisy.
Explain it. Give me a little more.
So I take that as hypocrisy. Like they've just seen him kill someone. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hold on, if I want to be in a position to do that, who are you to speak when you did the same as well?
Correct. But they wasn't killing nobody. They had a beef. But they wasn't killing each other. So
you're right. No, my apologies.
Hypocrisy. It can't be hypocrisy. If I could explain it for you, brother. What happened there? Moses realized one thing there. To get his people out of the condition they're in, he's going to have to remove them from slavery. Because the symptoms of slavery is black on black crime, ups killing ups, and police brutality, our oppressor killing us. So to dismiss the grime or the sentiment of the grime or the drill music or the rap music as it's destructive is missing the root of it, is missing the real thing. That's not destructive. It's this devil we live in under that's destructive. And he is represented by Christianity. Right. And Christianity's soundtrack is gospel. So if we have to have an argument between gospel and rap and hip hop and dancehall, you have to now push gospel away with the oppressor, with Christianity, with the KKK, with Britain First, with Tommy Morrison, with Brexit, all of that nonsense. Because that's what really destroying us. If we wasn't under captivity, if we wasn't in slavery, brothers would not be killing brothers, not the way they are today, not in the way we are today. It might happen, but not the way we are today. So that's why I say you have to understand what's really going on with these brothers. You get the point? It's not that they're riding out there doing, they're seeing somebody and murdering somebody. It really comes from a place of love. It's somebody who got 2 weeks ago that they loved. And now they need justice. And there's no justice system for us in our communities. Why? Because we're the slaves. We are the slaves of the empire. Everybody has a justice system. The Chinese, the Arabs, the PARKES. Right now, whitest Britain is not deporting the PARKES because they have leadership. They have a judicial system amongst themselves. Britain could do that to us because we don't have a proper leadership. When you have a proper leadership and you're not the slaves of an empire, you could function better. But we are by and large the slaves. So all we have is our two hands and our mouth. So we could do something and then speak about doing something. You understand what I'm saying? So in that respect, you can't really say the drill and the grime and the dancehall is destructive. If anything, it's representative of the destructive system we live under that's perpetuated by Christianity and gospel. You get me?
Right. If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
If I may, I know Andrew got to go, but if you could bear me 1 second. This is some lyrics from Kirk Franklin. I'm not sure if you agree with this. He said you're a different kind of Christian, but it's a Kirk Franklin song called The Reason Why. And it says, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eyes are on the sparrow. That's the reason why I sing. Now, a man has got tasered by his child, right next to his child by the police, man. And no one's crying for him. Black people being deported. You know what I mean? Theresa May deported black people that are old, no NHS treatment, had cancer, deported them. They sent back to a country that they ain't been to since they was children, man. And are we really supposed to sing this? Or are we supposed to sing something masculine and hard, man? A black man's deported country he ain't been to since he was 2 years old, man. And he's supposed to say, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. King David said, how am I supposed to be happy if I'm in a strange land? How can I sing because I'm happy when I'm being deported? I'm the police. I'm being tasered and my son's watching me tasered. What? How many thousand volts in my body? 1,000 body, man. I'm being, Asian man owns all the black shops and the hair shops in my neighborhood. I can't sing because I'm happy, man. I can't sing because I'm not free, man. So gospel music is more destructive than drill, man. You know what I'm saying?
If I could right there, Karate, if I could. Another thing is, too, that Kirk Franklin, in comparison to the young brother in Chicago or the young brother in, Irvington singing, grime, or in South London singing grime, Kirk Franklin, in comparison to those brothers, he is free compared to those men. Those men are not. And if anything, the gospel has taught him how to separate himself from the people who really are not free. Like Kirk Franklin's notoriety and money has afforded him freedoms to do certain things and protect himself. The rest of us don't have that insulation. And Christianity and gospel has built that wall that divides us. You get the point? Go ahead,
And if I may, how am I supposed to go to church on Sunday, sing about being free and happy, and 9 o'clock when the church service is over, I'm stepping out where drugs are being sold, man. I'm stepping out of them church doors where people are being killed, where, Joy Morgan still ain't been found to this day, man. Where people are being deported, man. How am I going to sing that? And then come 9 o'clock, church service over, step out, man. That gospel music is more destructive than any drill music, man. Than any grime, man. Than anything that Miss could ever say on a microphone. More than anything Krypton Cone can say in any studio, man.
That's right.
It's making black people think that they're free and
like what heavy is a lot of the UK rap and like the other songs as well. At least they rap or sing about what you can see, while as you're gonna be in like a church singing and dancing to nothing that you don't see. We talk about living in and heaven and everything's fine, but everything isn't fine in your reality. It's not what you're singing about, so it wouldn't make sense to be listening to something that you don't see. You're singing about something that you don't live, while as a UK rap artist, he's rapping about what he sees. Drugs, everyone sees it. I mean, someone getting knifed up, everyone hears about it. So, but sing about, I'm happy and I'm free. No one sees that life black man in the UK isn't happy. And you know what I mean? Like anything that's trying to make you escape what you see, that is very hazardous in itself.
Oh boy, that's a good point there. That is a very good point. Where Andrew, I'm gonna let you back in because I know you had a role just now. But what he said there was super heavy. Is that near Christianity is a drug to keep you high. The gospel is a drug to keep you high and to take your eyes off of reality. When the other music is singing the what's we really living. You get the point? It's singing what we really live in. So when you look at what's really destructive, in that perspective, brother, anything associated with Christianity is destructive. The gospel, the church, the pews, everything. That church bench is more destructive than a bar from Nines. You get the point? Anything associated with Christianity is destructive. It's absolutely destructive when you compare it to the effects it have on us. You understand? But I'm gonna let you go ahead and make your last point. I know we definitely kept you here, and I want to appreciate you for coming on and giving your perspective. You know what I mean?
Can't. Well, even before I say my last remarks, like I have to say, Thawada for even inviting me on. I really do appreciate it. I'm not gonna say I haven't learned, because I have. I've learned a lot. I've found a different perspective. If you know me, those who know me, I'm always open to listen just to get a better perspective, especially when it comes to scriptures. I'm always down for something like that. I've had friends killed. So in my life, I think it's 13 now. 13. I've had 13 of my friends killed. And that doesn't include friends that have died from illnesses. I think that's like four. So 13 killed, right? On the roads. And that also includes police as well. Two of them by police, and then the rest literally just killed on the streets, right? I weren't singing. I sing because I'm happy. I weren't singing. Like we need to get that into. This is before I came to the truth. Like I don't know where this is going, because I don't want to bait up myself. But let's just know that a few of us, we were riding out to try and sort out the situation. I'm not gonna lie to you. We were trying to ride out. So there was no singing. I won't even listen. There was no music I was listening to. Like, can you imagine? They've just duppied my boy, and I'm gonna just start like lifting up my hands to worship. No, I'm not thinking that.
But Andrew, you do get that that's the reality for a lot of our people.
Unfortunately, and a lot of people listen to that as a sense of solitude. To me, that's rubbish to me. I can't cope with that.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying, that gospel is trash. That's what we're saying. Because even okay, if you look at the case last year with Botham Jean, the little St. Lucian brother who was killed in his apartment in Texas by a cop called Amber Geiger. She said she walked into the wrong apartment, which was a lie. She killed him. His younger brother stood in the courtroom and asked permission to go hug this woman. Brother, that's Christianity. That's you understand? That's how destructive it is, And brother, it's one thing to be violated. It's another thing to have to swallow down a violation.
No,
something to you. It does something to you. And gospel makes it easy to swallow the violations of our oppressor.
Come. Definitely.
All right, that's all I need. I perceive in a year this brother gonna be helping Shamgar out there in London, Shamgar and Magawar and Karab in London. He looked like he want to come in, Karab. Wrong.
If I may,
all glass.
I'm speaking to the brother. The brother knew the history. The brother saying, I tell you what he told me, how UPK is the first school and everybody else is breakcast. He knows 1 and 2.
He told you that?
He told me that right now.
I think personally, I've seen a lot of stuff online with I.S.U.P.K, right? And some things I may not to agree with, may not be too fond with. But I guess that's when it comes to like territorial stuff in terms of where you go and do whatever you're doing. But my issue is that I have to give honor where honor's due, because I.S.U.P.K, that's where it started. Like we can't lie.
bombs. I drop a bomb for that, brother. I drop a bomb. What do you want? What's going on?
Can't. So, and then that's where all these other camps. That's where all these other camps disperse from. So, I'm the type of person I love understanding the history of things as well. So, I was looking at even at the history of IUIC, GOCC, Watchmen for Israel as well, and then they all kind of trace back to I.S.U.P.K. So I do respect that, and that's why I'm always open for learning. I may not agree 100% with everything, but always like in a position of learning. I
get you. Well, listen, brother. This is what I would tell you. I would tell you to this. I'm not forcing you. I'm not trying to bait you or try to bad you up or try to make type of way where you had to prove your manhood to come in. But this is what I would tell you, because that's not what was done to me. What was done to me is that the truth was laid out, and it was like, brother, if you want to know more, come to class, and if you don't want to know no more, that's fine. We keep it moving. I would tell you, because you understand that, brother, and you understand that even Christ had traitors, even Christ had defectors, people who left him, right? I would tell you, you should pay attention to these brothers. Captain Parashi, the brother sitting down there in the red headpiece. You pay attention to those brothers, him and his men, and listen and ask the questions. And Lord allow, you can now decide to make a bold stand on one side. Because I see where you say you're separating yourself from the church, and well, not the church, but certain traditional church views. I see separating that. And I see where you say you're trying to go out and talk to the brothers on the streets, talk to the brothers on the road, which is something church people do not do. Church people are scared of the street. They're scared of the road. They think all these brothers are just a bunch of gremlins, which again comes from our oppressor. So, brother, I would really implore you to really call and ask more questions to these brothers here, because as you see, we follow the men who never left the truth, who never formed nothing new, who kept what was taught, kept it pure and straight up and unadulterated. And the masculinity, the aggression you see, that's the real Holy Spirit. If you understand Christ, if you go through the scriptures and read how Christ dealt with people and what he said, what he stood for, he was very masculine and militant, and that's why we are the way we are. It's the masculinity and militancy is really scary to a sinner. A sinner is scared of masculinity, because with a masculine father, you can't smoke crack in the house. With a masculine father, you can't sodomite in his house. With a masculine father, you can't be a lesbian in his house. So masculinity scares away sin. It scares away somebody who has the potential to be weak. So I would say, listen, follow with these men. From time to time, I would love to have you back on again if Karathi wants. You know what I mean? And we maybe we could do it in London next time. Maybe we could do the on the ends with some of the brothers we talk to on the street. You know what I mean? And show them that they could get a chance to bash the babies of their oppressors' head against the wall. You get the point?
That's right.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna let you go ahead and chime out. I know you're ready to roll.
Well, I have to appreciate once again. It's definitely been a great opportunity as well. I think I bumped into, I can't remember who it was, on one of our mutual friends' Facebook. No, sorry, not I.S.U.P.K. Kem Kamoy is a good friend of mine. And I just really do have to appreciate it, like being able to meet up with other Israelites, especially in UK. There's not as much of us as there may be in the States. So that's one thing I definitely appreciate. But even the fact that you're able to listen to me as well. And I'm just going to be very honest. I did have my apprehension previously coming into this, because I've seen and heard a lot about I.S.U.P.K. They weren't all great things. So I thought, let me come to engage you myself and make judgment of myself. So I've never had an issue personally with I.S.U.P.K. So I think it was good, man. I enjoyed this and I've learned a lot. So
and I want to commend you for having some masculinity to come and sit with brothers.
Why not, man? Appreciate it.
That was a masculine thing. If I could, everybody know me. I don't let too much things fly. I'm still growing. I still have some maturing to do. But this is one thing I can say. Most people who have a problem with the UPK and go around and talk and say, don't go there, they do this and they do that, they have something in them that we are against. And we would not let them be the way they are in here or around here. So they left, or they had a problem and had some beef. And instead of doing what the Bible say, if your brother offend, come to him and him alone. They don't do that, and they go and talk and whatever. So you heard some wind, and he was like, man, I have some apprehension. Honestly, I wasn't expecting him to go. I thought he would have never showed up.
That's right.
But you did.
Oh, no. Definitely not like that. I mean, I don't even mind like sharing what's said and what I've seen in regards to.
That's not necessary. I'm gonna tell you why that's not necessary.
I won't share now because of this medium. This wasn't what it was for. But I just thought I'm the type of person where I just have to see it for myself. Let me engage with it myself, and I'll make my own judgment rather than someone try to pour venom in my ears. But from this, like I really do appreciate it, man. Seriously.
In Christ. Well, listen, Lord allow we see each other again. You know what I mean? I'd love to have you on the show again. Anytime the brothers down London, you know, we are the top of High Street in Brixton, right by the camp. Right, we speak there.
Oh, Brixton. Okay.
Yeah, we speak in Brixton on Saturdays, every other Saturday. Once this once Boris let everything back open, you know what I mean? They told us, stay off, no problem. They don't want us out there. No sweat. We're gonna follow what they ask us to do and comply for a second, then we're gonna head back out. But we in Brixton every other Saturday. High Street, y'all could come down and check us out, ask us any questions. And don't be scared of masculinity, man. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of aggression. It has its place. And its place is in the defense of Israel. Israel. Right. Listen, Tommy Morrison, I'm gonna let you go after this. Tommy Morrison is one of the most aggressive white boys I've seen. Who is not a meth head or open meth head, or is some crack addict, or is some half a sodomite. He is a straight up white man who is aggressive about his people. And he loves his people.
That's right.
Love him.
That's right.
Masculinity and aggression is how you protect your people. And with that, that's all. I like to say, let's say shalom. We're going to continue, but definitely want to salute you out and say, you know what I mean? It's good to be on the ends with the whole crew, all right?
Come on. Shout out on the ends with I.S.U.P.K, man. Really do respect it, man. Come here, Shalala. Shalom, everyone.
All right, so there's shalom. All right, Cracker, let's take a break. Then I'm going to kill you with some songs after.
Gangster in the morning, gangster in the evening, gangster in the morning, gangster in the evening, gangster in the morning, gangster in the evening, gangster all the time.
Yeah, I'm back and I'm attacking. Nah, I ain't capping. Real life rapping, switched it up and got it cracking. Get you vanished from a napping. Bare nerves racking.